Parenting styles. Parenting style. Standard strategies that parents use in the raising of their children. What influences parenting styles? Parents and guardians may receive advice about raising children from various sources including pediatricians, teachers, books and articles, friends and family. The general principles of families and parenting are to attend to the physical and psychological needs of its members, especially the children. 4 main parenting styles: authoritative, authoritarian, permissive, and uninvolved. Authoritative parenting. Authoritative parents focus on creating and maintaining positive relationships with their children. They explain the reasons behind their rules and give consequences, while taking their child's feelings into consideration. They also validate their children's feelings while also making it clear that the adults are ultimately in charge. Authoritative parents use positive discipline strategies to reinforce good behavior, such as praise and reward systems. Ben's grandma explains that she understands that he was feeling angry when he could not go out to play with his friends, but she reminds him that she told him that he could only go if he finished his homework first. She says that if he finishes his homework now, he can invite a friend over. Authoritarian parenting. Authoritarian parents believe children should follow the rules without exception. They're not interested in negotiating and their focus is on obedience. They do not allow their children to get involved in problem-solving challenges or obstacles. Authoritarian parents make the rules and enforce the consequences with little regard for the child's opinion or feelings. They also use punishments instead of discipline. Lola's father scolds her and tells her to get inside to do her chores instead of playing outside. He says that if she doesn't, he will take away her iPad. Permissive parenting. Permissive parents rarely enforce the rules they set. Don't give out consequences very often. Might give privileges back if a child begs, or they may allow a child to get out of timeout early if they promise to be good. Permissive parents are lenient, often only stepping in when there's a serious problem. They take on more of a friend role than a parent role. They also encourage their children to talk with them about their problems, but they usually don't put much effort into discouraging poor choices or bad behavior. Ben and Lola are staying up past their bedtime and they begin to argue. Their mother is watching television in the other room and comes out to tell them to be quiet because she cannot hear her show. Uninvolved parenting. Uninvolved parents have little knowledge of what their children are doing, tend to set few rules, don't devote much time or energy into meeting children's basic needs, which can be due to a lack of knowledge about child development. They may also be neglectful, but it's not always intentional. Factors such as mental health issues or substance abuse problems can play a part. They may also be overwhelmed with other problems. Lola is always home alone after school as her mother goes to the gym with her friends. Lola makes sure that she eats dinner by making herself a sandwich and then begins her homework. There's no perfect way to raise children as every child and family is unique. Sometimes parents don't fit into just one parenting style category depending on their circumstances. Parenting styles may need to adapt to new circumstances such as when their children reach adolescence. References. How to become a more authoritative parent. Authoritative parenting. Authoritative parents focus on creating and maintaining positive relationships with their children. They explain the reasons behind their roles and give consequences, while taking their child's feelings into consideration. They also validate their children's feelings while also making it clear that the adults are ultimately in charge. Authoritative parents use positive discipline strategies to reinforce good behavior, such as praise and reward systems. Parenting is not an exact science, therefore there is not a single formula for raising children well. However, researchers who examine parenting styles have consistently found authoritative parents raise happier and healthier children who are equipped to face real-world challenges. Examples of authoritative parenting in action. Playdates. Authoritative parents set clear understanding of what must be done before going out to play with friends. Lori's mother tells Lori that if she wants to go on a play date with her friend Sarah, she will need to clean up all her toys in the living room first. Examples of authoritative parenting in action. Screen time. Authoritative parents place limits on screen time, however, consider their children's ages and individual situations when doing so, likely to work with their children to establish a rule that works for everyone. Lori's mother lets her know that her 1-hour computer limit is coming up, and she has 5 minutes to finish up what she is doing. Children raised by the authoritative parenting style. Children raised by the authoritative parenting style are more likely to be happy, creative, and cooperative with high self-esteem, have respect for adults, other people, and rules, be more empathetic, kind, and warm, succeed academically, become more responsible, are able to regulate themselves, and learn to make good decisions on their own. They also do well socially. They have secure attachments and better relationships with their parents, may be more resistant to peer pressure, and have fewer social problems with peers. They get along with teachers and are more socially accepted at school. 12 ways to become more authoritative. Listen to your child. Validate your child's emotions. Consider your child's feelings. Establish clear rules. Offer one warning for minor issues. Use consequences that teach life lessons. Offer incentives. Let your child make little choices. Balance freedom with responsibility. Turn mistakes into learning opportunities. Encourage self-discipline. Maintain a healthy relationship with your child. References. Strategies for redirecting children. What is redirection? Redirection is the act of changing the course or direction of someone or something. Redirecting children's off-task behavior is an effective strategy as it helps to avoid the escalation of problematic or challenging behavior. Benefits of redirection. Helps children develop self-control and sensitivity in their interactions with others. Proactive method for dealing with challenging behavior. Maximizes a child's engagement with learning by giving the child alternatives to behavior that is inappropriate. Helps to avoid the escalation of problematic or challenging behavior. Principles of redirection. Maintain a positive, upbeat demeanor when redirecting children. Believe that your redirection will have a successful outcome. Be only as intrusive as necessary. This example of an off-task behavior shows a child kicking the dollhouse. Her teacher must try different strategies of redirection to deal with this situation. Types of redirection: verbal, physical, with a cue, and attention. Redirecting verbally. Give the child a simple instruction that distracts them from the challenging behavior and guides them to a more appropriate behavior. Remember to be gentle with our toys. Why don't you show me that story you wrote? Redirecting physically. Give the child a simple instruction and use a gentle touch to prevent their challenging behavior or remove them from a situation to a more appropriate one. Let's take a break from the dollhouse and go to the art table instead. Redirecting with a cue. Pair a visual cue, such as a picture or a gesture, with the instruction to prevent the child's challenging behavior and guide the child to an alternative. Do you see the picture of the book on the wall? Pick your favorite book from the shelf and we can read it together. Redirecting with attention. Redirect attention to a positive model in a child's proximity. For example, a teacher draws attention to a nearby child who is engaged in an appropriate behavior. I like the way that Sarah is sitting quietly and working on her drawing. Tips for redirecting off-task behavior. Use fewer words and less emotion. Teach children specific nonverbal directives like hand signals or sign language. Stand near the off-task children but keep eye contact with the on-task children. Ask simple questions that prompt children to self-correct. Involve students in the lesson to engage, not embarrass. References.